Hey folks, I'm Rob.
And I'm Nathan.
And I'm Steve.
And we are Two Guys in a Ride. And say, Nate, tell us where we're at today.
Hey, today we are at the beautiful Chanhassen AutoPlex in Chanhassen, Minnesota. And we are going to take you on a virtual car tour. And we're going to go through about 6 to 8 garages here, meet the owners, take a look at the whole garage, take a look at the cars they have on there. And it's going to be great.
And Steve, why don't you give us a little bit of information about what's going on
here?
Well,
our Cars and Cave shows happen the last Saturday of every month from April through September. As we all know, April has been canceled out here, but we've got the virtual car show with Two Guys in a Ride helping us out, and you're going to see some great garages today. I might add that during our car shows, we always give back to the community. We have a charity for each one of our 6 car shows. The first one is a really good one. They're back with us for a second year. It's Treehouse. The mission of Treehouse Hope is to end hopelessness among teens through mentorship, support groups, or off-site activities which create safe environments where teens can be themselves and have fun. So there will be a link on the website to donate. Please donate generously. It's a great cause. We help a lot of teens, and so please donate. Thank you.
All right, so what do you say, Steve and Nate?
Oh, let's go for a ride.
All right.
All right, so here we are in Steve's garage, and Steve, what a place!
It's been a great place. I bought the garage in 2011. It was sheetrock. There was nothing here. The guy that owned it stored his Ferraris here. Ended up buying a bigger garage, so I bought it. And again, sheetrock, nothing here. So I got to design the garage myself. My wife did the second floor. I did the first floor. I've been collecting this gas and oil stuff and signs and pumps for 30 years, and so I decided to build a gas station, miniature gas station inside my garage. So I'm one of the only guys out here that has a garage in a garage. So I've got my Mobil station, my 55 Mobil station. The Pegasus horse there is dated 1955, so I call it a 55 Mobil station. So the garage door actually comes down on the garage, so there's the garage in a garage. But the garage is full of signs and pumps and memorabilia and car stuff, and I keep my 4 cars in here, and it's my man cave. I live in Excelsior, so I call it my doghouse. When my wife is mad at me, I just come out here. So
No, hang on a minute, though.
She's never mad at me. I come out here anyway.
you mentioned to me that she comes out here, though.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have a second floor mezzanine and kitchen, bathroom. We bring our kids out here, watch movies, pop in a pizza, make some popcorn, and it's kind of a family place to hang out, too.
So, a lot of us have a lake place in Minnesota. Right. And so is this kind of like that for you, where you bring your family?
Exactly. I live in Excelsior. My cabin, if you will, is 8 minutes away. I come out here. I don't have to fight the traffic up 94 to Rogers and to Brainerd. I just come to Chanhassen. So it's perfect.
That's amazing. Now, you mentioned you collecting all these gas signs, and,
right.
and you can see they're from all over,
right.
Many different brands. So what was your interest? What made you interested in gas brands?
I've always been a car nut, and I back in the 80s, I went to some car auctions and swap meets, and I started buying these signs. And it just became an addiction, but a good addiction. Yeah. And so the sign collection just mushroomed. Then I started buying some gas pumps, and these were all at my house in Excelsior. And when I came out here, I just made it into the gas station and displayed the signs. But I bought quite a few more because there's more space out here. But it just became a gas-oriented garage, a gas station theme, if you will. So.
And that's very evident when you walk in here, and we'll get some good shots of the gas pumps that you have back there. And you even have the old bell line.
The old hose that you drive over, and you drive over it, it dings, and then I check tires, I wash your windows, fill up all the fluids and so forth. So it's a full service station here.
The other guys are not nodding their head when they say that. Apparently, that doesn't happen to every customer that comes in. All right, let's step in here. So this is the garage within a garage. So, and it is. I'm glad that you have a Corvette parked in here. We'll step inside, and you can see in here again. You have got just a ton of old signs and also old products.
I've got oil cans, signs. I've got Mobil magazine ads from Saturday Evening Post and various publications framed. So basically, most of the stuff in here is Mobil, because Mobil gets mad if I try to bring in other brands. They want me to have a full-service Mobil station. But I snuck in a few different oil cans from a few other brands, but most of the stuff in here is Mobil. And this is where I parked the 87 Corvette, and it's white and red, just like the station, so it fits in here. So
now, are the cans empty, or is there actually stuff still in them?
I only collect full cans. They're worth more. They stay on the shelves when they're full. There might be 3 or 4 out of, I've got a couple hundred cans in here that are empty, but they're all full cans.
You know, I love the detail that you've gone, in the whole garage here, but even on the door, you got the winged Pegasus.
I got Pegasus.
Mobil and on the entry door as well.
Right.
I mean, that's just fantastic. So now let's step through here. Okay. All right, so now behind us is one of the pumps that we were talking about. How did you start collecting these?
Well, again, I started collecting signs, and I stumbled on a couple of gas pumps. The one pump up there was my first one, and this was, I think, my second or third one. This is a Standard Oil pump that was restored, and then I found the Standard Oil signs, and then I found an original Red Crown globe. This was never displayed. I still have the original packing for it. It came, I think I got it in Green Bay, Wisconsin. So I made this a standard Red Crown pump. They had White Crown, which was a premium gas. Red Crown was their regular gas. Okay. At standard stations back in the 50s and 60s, they had these crowns, which I think, in terms of globes, is my favorite globe. I mean, the detail, they're just cool looking when they're lit up.
Yeah, and it is very ornate for a globe.
Yeah, and that's got all the original paint. It's perfect.
Now, I noticed that you've got, besides your Corvette here, you have got a Mini and an Olds 88 Rocket. Right. So those are really different cars.
Yeah, I've got both sides of the pond covered. I'm a GM nut. I've had Corvettes and Oldsmobiles all my life. The Oldsmobile 88 I just got in 2018. We did a review. Rob and I did a review on that on Two Guys in a Ride. But I also like British cars. I drive a Mini Cooper every day, a BMW Mini Cooper. But this little Mini, an Austin Mini 1984, actually was in London. Came over from London about 10 years ago. It's got right-hand drive and 45 horsepower, but it rides like a go-kart. It's so much fun to drive. It's my favorite car actually to drive, and you get all kinds of looks when you're on the right side.
What got you into cars in the first place?
I've always been a car nut. My folks used to tell the story when I was 4 years old, and we would go to Fargo, North Dakota to my grandparents every Christmas, rural Moorhead, Minnesota, actually, up Highway 10. And I was 4 years old, and I could tell you when I was 4 years old almost every make and model of car out there, and I would do it by the headlights and taillights. Okay. And I got to be a car nut early on in my life. So I had go-karts as a kid. I mowed lawns to get my first car, which is a 67 Mustang convertible. I had 2 Mustangs, and then I got into Oldsmobiles, and then later on I got into the Minis and the other Corvettes and so forth. So I've been a car nut all my life, but mostly Oldsmobiles and Corvettes and now the British cars.
Okay. And you do have a Jaguar as well.
Jaguar, as they say in Great Britain.
Yeah.
Jaguar.
I say
not Jaguar.
I say it the American way.
You gotta get it right. Jaguar.
It's like
3 syllables.
It's like aluminium.
Aluminium.
Yes.
In fact, when we took a tour of the Jaguar plant, I saw these built in 2017, and the guy looked at me and he said, "You're an American, right?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "You're saying it wrong." I said, "We're saying what wrong?" It's aluminium, not aluminum. So that was my introduction to British terminology.
Yeah.
But I saw Jaguar F-Types being built at the plant in Castle Bromwich in Birmingham, England, and I had to have one. So I bought a 2017 Jaguar.
So out of all of the signs that you have up here, are there any that are your favorite?
The 2 favorite, I must say, the Pegasus in terms of the oil companies, I think that's the most distinctive logo. Love the flying horse, Pegasus, Greek mythology. The second favorite sign is the Oldsmobile service sign up on the wall there. That's a 60-inch new old stock. It was came from Arizona. It was never outside. Came from a Oldsmobile dealership back in the 50s. It's got the ring around it, which is very unusual, very valuable sign. So those are my two favorite. I've got, I like all these brands, because it's wall art, it's automotive, it's art. And these things are increasing in value every day, thanks to shows like the American Pickers and so forth. So it's better than stock right now, I'll tell you that, because these signs are valuable. And fortunately, I bought a lot of the signs when 20 years ago, 25 years ago. Of course, right now to buy these signs, it's very expensive. So I'm glad that I started my collection early.
So these are original signs, not aftermarket
They're
manufactured.
They're not repops. I don't buy repops, reproductions. They're all original signs. And a lot of the signs you can find out there have bullet holes or the rust on them. I only like to buy, I'm kind of picky, really nice quality signs that are clean, yeah.
So how many years would you say it's taken you to collect this many signs?
It's been 30 years that I started, yeah.
And did you start after you bought the garage, or did you started before?
Yeah, I bought the garage in 2011. So I started this back in the 80s.
Wow.
I started the collecting back in the 80s.
So did you have these just stored somewhere?
I got them at my house in Excelsior.
Okay.
In my garage, what I did is in Excelsior, I pegboarded, I have a 3-car garage, I pegboarded all the walls so I could hang the signs up on the walls and move them around. That's the advantage of pegboard. That's why I went with pegboard here, because I can move these signs around. If I get another sign, I can move them around to wedge them in. With pegboard, you can do that. Otherwise, you're nailing holes in the walls and damaging the walls. So that's why I did that. So I've got a lot of pegboard all around here to move my signs around.
So we are upstairs in the loft in Steve's garage. So Steve, tell us about this.
Okay, this is the mezzanine, and a lot of garages out here have a mezzanine, a second level. And it's a place where I can bring my family, my kids. We pop in a movie, make a pizza. I can make a turkey in that oven if I wanted to. But it's a space where it's just a cozy family environment. The story, when I bought the garage, I designed the first floor. My wife Sandra designed the second floor. It was a family project. I've never built a house, but as you know, every little decision, every cabinet knob, every paint color, furniture is your choice. So I think it turned out real well. We've got a cozy space here and a lot of room up here actually. So I've got my pub table here. I've got the chairs, theater seating, flat screen, stereo. I've got a mini kitchen, half bathroom. So it's a great space. Now the story is that when I designed this, she got the upstairs. She will not allow any gas pumps, signage, or anything automotive related up here. There's an outlet over there. There's an outlet over there. I was going to put a gas pump there. She forbid me to put the gas pump there. Now, I got into really hot water a year ago. I bought this weather vane. And I put it over there. It was the wrath of Sandra. She came up here and she said, "Wait a minute, this is my space." I said, "Really, technically, it's kind of on the edge. It's in the air, kind of. It's really not inside your space." She said, "It's attached to my space. Take it down." I said, no. So I had to negotiate. I had to buy her something. I don't know what I bought her, but I had to negotiate to keep it there. It's still there, so I won.
You won. Well, it is it's easy to see how it would be. It's large enough to have your family up here and to be comfortable. And you also have the railing. I like the railings on, the slatted railings, so you can see through to see your stuff.
It's kind of nice when you come out here. You can look down and you can see the cars, and I can talk to my cars. If they've been misbehaving, I can talk to them and calm them down and so forth. But no, it's neat. The mezzanines out at AutoPlex here in many of the garages are really cool spaces in themselves. And so we wanted to have two kind of themes of cozy, warm, darker woods and so forth. Interesting story, that artwork there Sandra found on the wall at an art gallery in Eden Prairie, which is now out of business. But it's really garagey, industrial steel. It changes as you move. It kind of changes patterns. And so it really fits, I think, up here. But yeah, I come out here almost every day now in this environment. Right. Kids are out of school. I come out here and just it's my kind of sanctuary. and I put the computer on, and most of what I do is watch Two Guys in a Ride reviews, but no, seriously, I'm on eBay mode. I do some work too. I'm working a couple of consulting jobs and so forth, so I do some work out here. But it's a great environment to get away from everything, especially these days with what's going on, and come out here and just kind of chill out. So.
Well, Steve, thank you so much for showing us your beautiful garage and your cars and sharing some of your stories with us.
Thank you. Great to have you guys, always. Thank you.
Thank you.